Hey, it's Brian Stevens with eXp Realty, and I am a member of the Realtors of Faith community. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for spending just a few moments with me. And I have been a licensed realtor since 1997, been with eXp Realty about 2 years in March of 2025, whenever you're watching this video, I'm not sure. And so I want to just give you my 5 basic reasons that I believe eXp really lines up very nicely if you're a faith-based realtor. First thing is this, and this is one of the reasons I left my previous brokerage that we had been at for 10 or 11 years. Great nationwide brick and mortar broker. You've probably heard of them before, but this was one of the main things is with eXp, you have collaboration over competition. In other words, we collaborate even more so than we compete. Now, let me say this, the caveat is this, I love competition. I love competing. I love winning listing appointments. Please know that. I am a 2-time Icon agent, been with eXp 2 years, which is a production award. So I love doing production. I love winning listing appointments. I like beating out the competitor 100%. But know this, the previous brokerage I came from would always put out their top 10 list, their top 25, their top 30 list, which again, in itself, there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And one could argue that the scoreboard approach, looking at the scoreboard, who's doing better, spurs some people on. And for some reason, or for some people, there's no doubt that that does. Again, nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, whether I finish number 1, 2, 10, 15, 20, what does that really matter? It's more, trying to motivate one another to stay ahead of each other, which again, in itself is nothing wrong. However, when it comes to growing as a Christian real estate agent, when it comes to growing as a person of faith, collaborating, having conversations, relationships with other real estate agents is what I love about eXp Realty, is we collaborate all the time. I've been privileged to be able to go into the eXp auditorium, the Florida auditorium, and teach classes to new agents, to other agents, which I love doing. I think it's great. One of the reasons we left and we came to eXp is I wanted to help other agents, train other agents, allow my experience of 20 plus years to be able to dump into other agents to build them up and encourage them. And I think collaboration in that sort of an environment, and we're cloud-based, is just amazing. I mean, there's no limits, there's no boundaries. With a local office, call it a local Keller Williams, local Century 21, local Coldwell Banker, you're limited to your space right there, right? In your local office. The training's gonna be right there, a lot of the collaboration's gonna be right there, and things are gonna be very centralized. eXp Realty, we collaborate with agents all over the nation and sometimes all over the world. So you're talking about top agents that are helping one another, sharing their secrets, sharing their ways of helping reach more and more buyers and sellers by sharing how they are doing market analysis, working with buyers, how they are farming, how they're networking. They'll, eXp agents will share their business models with us. It's just so refreshing and so amazing compared to hiding and barely sharing any secrets and how you're doing things on a local level. So I can say personally, I felt like I was capped at my previous brokerage, and my business partner and I were in the top 5 for several years prior to us leaving. And it really didn't seem like we were given the platform to share with other agents. Other agents were wanting to share with us. And it was just I felt like we were kind of capped at our agency, and they weren't bringing in other people to really help us to grow, even as top producers in our marketplace, which was a little frustrating. And so I knew I was capped. Great startup training, when you first get in the business, we had some very good foundational stuff. After that, a lot of your brick and mortar offices, a lot of your big box brokerages, they're just going to be limited in their growth and their collaborating. I promise you. And with the group that we're with, the Wolf Pack, who our group is with, you talk about social media training, you talk about collaboration, masterminds, meetings, 3 to 4 times a week online, a mastermind every Tuesday. I mean, I'm telling you, there is a lot of collaboration. People are trying to help one another. So how that lines up with being a Christian agent is, we're encouraging one another, encouraging others. And that's in 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Encourage each other, one another, even as you see the day approaching. We're to encourage one another. We encourage one another, and by doing so, we encourage ourselves. The other thing when we collaborate over competition is we really serve one another in love. And that is part, as you know, of the mindset of a Christian and why God has called you and put you in this business to be able to serve other people, right? You're to help other people in this business. God allows us to do that. And when we can be in a collaborating environment to talk to each other as agents and as professionals, it's amazing. It is awesome. So I am going to just do something really quick. This is so wrong, but I'm just going to have to put a stop to that so I can keep on going. This is real time, okay? This is raw, unedited, you name it. This is what happens. So that's the first thing. The second thing is this, and one of the reasons we left where we were before is the opportunity to lead and to influence, right? So important. With eXp Realty, you are encouraged and allowed to build teams, coach others, create a legacy. And for Christian realtors, this could be a platform to disciple fellow agents, to really build into them, to lead with integrity, which is so important, and to build a kingdom-minded business. I will tell you this, many of our top leaders are believers and follow in mentorship, if you will, with many of these top leaders, Brent Gove, Ricky Carruth. So many of them are followers of Jesus and really live it out, talk about it in their training. And there's so many ways that we can get the message out of Jesus in our business. And when you are not tied down to big box culture by the ways of the world, the ways that these companies want to just drive with profit and with not putting God first in their business. I love eXp Realty because it's truly you're branding yourself. You get to lead and you get to coach and influence other people with freedom. And it's a great thing. That was one of the reasons, again, that we left before. We left our previous brokerage is I knew that God wanted to position me as an experienced agent, as a Christian, to lead other agents in a greater capacity, which is hopefully the reason you're watching this video, honestly, today, is that is my heart. I was limited in my previous local brokerage right here in Central Florida to those 100 agents. Now I'm excited to partner with, to collaborate, to hang out, to have conversations with a global audience. The sky's the limit. There are no boundaries. That's pretty cool. Okay, so the opportunity to lead and influence others is number 2. Number 3 is really the freedom and flexibility to live out your calling. So with eXp Realty, we are a cloud-based broker, which is just amazing. And the time freedom, the money freedom you get, and with a cloud-based brokerage is I have a home office. This is what I work out of. Now, I have ability to go down to Regis office, which they have a local office. So if you want to have a brick and mortar office or an office space, if you have a Regis office in your area, you have a membership to do that as an eXp agent. But what I love about the cloud-based brokerage is not just the collaboration, but the freedom to have more time with my family and my church involvement. I have more space for mission work, for volunteering, and my flexibility that I have not only makes me more efficient. My drive time down to the office and back takes time. Used to take me 17, 20 minutes to go down to the office and back. It's 40 minutes out of my day. I'm more productive if I'm working from my cloud-based office, working from my home office, right? Gas, distractions. It's amazing when you can allow a cloud-based environment to give you more freedom and freedom to collaborate with other agents all over the world. So that's number 3. Number 4 is stewardship and financial responsibility. And this just really comes as being a Christian, right? Whether it's the brokerage of eXp Realty or any of these other brokerages, it's just, but with eXp Realty, the cool thing is we have a strong income potential, not just with production, right? But you may want to focus on revenue sharing. You want to also lock in and grab some of that company stock, which is traded on the NASDAQ, which is amazing, right? You may want to, and EXPI is the ticker symbol. So you may want to do that. So company stock, revenue share, we have a low-cost business model which allows eXp Realty to become profitable. We're one of the few brokerages, as of the recording of this video, April 1st, 2025, that is profitable. So many other brokerages are sucking cash right now, unfortunately, because of the way that the market is right now. It's a little soft as of the recording of this video. But with eXp Realty, now let me say this, we have 2,500 employees in the cloud. That's a lot of people. That's a lot. Our support is amazing. Our broker support is amazing here, we're in Florida. We have 10, 12 brokers as of the recording of this video, and I'm telling you, I can call them, shoot them a text, email them, get a response right away if I have any issues. I love the ability to be a better steward with multiple streams of income, because we know that when we have multiple streams of income, it it allows us to be more generous, right? Because as we build over time, hey, we're going to tithe. Of course, that's what God says is 10% of your income. But maybe you want to sponsor some ministries that are on your heart, some local or global ministries that you want to donate to. There's tithes and there's offerings. Maybe you want to give more offerings. We were able to help out some of our youth at our church with a camp coming up, and we're sponsoring 3 kids over and above our tithe. We love doing that. And we do it, I'm gonna say anonymously, like we have for several years, and they don't know that we're sponsoring them, and we wanna keep it that way, right? So I'm telling you, just besides the tithe, the offerings, the ability just to sponsor ministries, to give to other people in need, man, God knew what he was talking about when he said it's more blessed to do what? To give than it is receive. And I think with the eXp Realty, the opportunity for multiple streams of income and long-term success is amazing. Let me say this, when you have a lot of production and you become an icon agent, when you cap 80-20 split, $16,000 cap, when you cap, after that you go to 100%. Then you do another 20 deals and become an icon agent, to which time you get your $16,000 cap back in company stock. It's amazing. So again, I've got to get company stock back the last couple of years since we've only been here 2 years. And I love that because this is going to be stock that can build wealth over time. There's agents at eXp who have hundreds of thousands of dollars in company stock from either becoming icon agents or taking up to 5% of their commission and buying company stock at a 10% discount. That's another way to do it. But to be able to build that up, and hopefully I can pass that on to my kids one day, right? Or I can use it and let it build and to buy a single mom a car, or to bless. I mean, who knows what that could look like. That's the awesome thing about it, right? And it also provides an off-ramp to getting out of production. I don't know, I love production. Oh my goodness, I love it. At some point, I'm gonna wanna slow down on production and build into other agents more and more and more as I have more experience. I get over 28 years experience now, but man, I'm still learning and growing, especially challenged here at eXp Realty to become even sharper and even a better agent and a better person. So I love the stewardship and the financial responsibility. And then the 5th thing is this, we have an integrity-driven business model. And I love this, cloud-based transparency. We have real-time accountability, and we have an emphasis on agent empowerment. It resonates for those of us who want to operate with honesty, trust, and excellence. Now, we have an app that I can go into my phone. I can look at in real time my production, my units, my revenue share, my stock, who I am helping underneath me as a sponsor, the classes I can help them out with. It's all right there in the app. I don't have to email the office and ask them to send me a report. I don't have to look on a wonky website, CRM, and try to figure out what is what. It's all done with a simple app. It's amazing. I love this, and they're making it better all the time, to be honest with you. On your revenue share, for example, we have a button now that you can get paid right away, right? Glenn Sanford, our owner, did not want us to have to wait until the 20th of the month to get paid on revenue share, which you still can. You can wait, or you can hit that pay now button, and I think it costs you $1, a whole dollar, and that the money is deposited into your account. It's amazing, but point is that everything is right there in the app. It's real time. I love that because you know exactly where you stand. You know if eXp has gathered your company dollar, they put you in the system, you're another transaction down, where you are in reference to icon, in reference to income, and you name it, it's right there. And I love that. And I feel like our business model is, seriously, it's cutting edge. And there are so many other companies that are wannabes right now. I mean, you know who they are. There's a couple cloud-based brokerages right now that are wannabes. They're early on. If you look at their finances, it's nothing like eXp. If you look at their leadership, it's nothing like eXp. We have our hashtag, where the pros go to grow. Literally, it is where the pros, the big teams, the people who are amazing production teams and great people are coming to eXp Realty. And we're 100,000 agents right now, and it's going to continue to grow. Our model is amazing. I was given the opportunity to teach in the cloud on a last-minute basis, which is a great chance chance to go into our auditorium and teach and share my wisdom and with other people. I love doing that. So again, and this is something I get to do as an Icon agent, and I also get to do because what they do is when you go into the cloud and you're in these classes, they're only taught by people who are producers. So side note, you're not going to try to learn from people who have been in the business 1 or 2 years. I know in some agencies, they will have training and they'll put an agent in there that's been 1 or 2 years, 3 years in the business. And now nothing wrong with that in itself. It's just that I want to learn from people who are producing like myself or much greater. And there's a lot of them that are producing a lot more. A lot. I want to learn from them. How do they get to where they are? How do they get to where they're going? What are their goals? How can I be encouraged by them, right? I was capped at these other brokerages. Just capped. Couldn't really do anything else. So I love the integrity. I love that we can lead and influence. I love that we preach collaboration over competition. I love the freedom and flexibility we get to live out our calling. And I love the stewardship and financial responsibility we get with these multiple streams of income and the chance to really help a lot of people with buying or selling real estate and helping other agents. So I hope this video has been informative for you. I also hope you got to know a little bit about me, and would love to just to kind of connect with you on a call, on a text, on an email, on a Zoom call, talk about where you are regarding your real estate business, how I can help you. I can share my tips, my insights, and just try to build into you. We'd love to partner with you at eXp Realty and our Realtors of Faith group and just walk along your real estate journey with you and find out how I can best serve you. So all my contact information is below. My name is Brian Stevens. God bless you, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon. Thanks.